Hi year one, I hope everything's going really well at home. This morning we're just going to start with our number 1 to 10. So here I have a visual representation of cubes, if you can join in with me. So my first number 1 is going to start with 0. 0 plus how many more? So I've got 0 cubes here because I don't have any cubes to represent 0. 0 plus how many more cubes? 0 plus 10 more cubes equals my whole, which is 10. Fantastic. My next number 1 is going to start with working systematically. How many cubes I've got here? 1. 1 cube plus how many more? So I've got 1 cube here and I want 10 altogether. How many more do I need? I need 9 more. So 1 plus 9 more equals 10. Fantastic. Okay. Now, what's my next number going to be? So I've started with 0 and 10 and 1 and 9, and next I'm going to have 2 and how many more? 2 plus how many more? 2 plus 8 more equals my whole, which is 10. Fantastic. Next number 1's going to start with, so I've done 0, 1, 2, starting over here with 3. 3 plus how many more? 3 plus how many more? 3 plus 7 more. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fantastic. So I'm trying to make my whole, which is 10. So we can see that all these number 1s, the whole is always the same. There's the same out there. It's just the parts which are changing. So I have 3 plus 7 more. So after 3, what's my next number 1 going to be systematically? My next number 1 is going to be 4 plus how many more? 4 plus how many more? 4 plus 6 more. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fantastic. I'm going to keep going. Remember, you can have a go at this at home year 1. If you get out some items like some pasta or some toys, get out 10 other items, make your 2 parts and make all your number 1s. So I've done 4 plus 6 more equals 10. What's my next number 1 going to start with? It's going to start with 5. 5 plus how many more? 5 plus how many more? 5 plus 5 more. So we can look at this 2 parts and we said these are the same because 5 and 5 are the same and the whole is 10. Fantastic. Okay, now I'm going to look at my next number 1. So what systematically number 1 is going to come after 5? I'm going to wait for you to shout it out. So after 5, we're going to start with 6 systematically. Fantastic. 6 plus how many more? 6 plus how many more? 6 plus 4 more equals my whole, which is 10. And we can see here that 6 plus 4 more is the same as 4 plus 6 more, but the parts have just been swapped around. So I can see here that these two have the same 2 parts and they've just been swapped around. So that's what's going to start happening in my number 1s now. My next number 1 after 6 is going to be, shout it out, 7. 7 plus how many more? Well, I can see over here that this 7 part here is also the same as this 7 part here. And with this 7 part, I have 3. So 7 plus 3 more because the fact families are within the number 1s to 10. So after 7, what is my next part going to be? Systematically working, it's going to be 8. I've got 8 here, so 8 plus how many more? I've got 8 here plus how many more? I can see it's going to need 2 more to make it the same as the one next to it, to make it 10. So I've got 8 plus 2 more. Fantastic. What's my next number 1 going to be? My next number 1 is going to start with 9. 9 plus how many more? Well, I can see here that there's space for how many more? 1 more. 9 plus 1 more equals the whole, which is 10. Last number 1, 10 plus how many more? 10 plus how many more? 10 plus 0 more because it's already got 10. It's already, the whole is 10. And those are all my number 1s to 10. Fantastic. Okay, your skill chart for today is on the screen. You can also get this off the school website if you'd like to download it or print it that way. I would like you to look at these number lines and fill in the missing numbers from 0 to 10. So you can pause the screen and do this now or download it off the school website. Fantastic. Okay. So yesterday we looked at creating patterns using 2D shapes, and yesterday was the work that you need to send in for this week. If you want to send in more work, that's absolutely fantastic, but yesterday is the work that you needed to send in for this week. So if you haven't done that, make sure you get that done and sent in to us so we can see where you're at and how much of an amazing job you're doing. Okay, so let's look at these patterns here. So these patterns here, what do you notice? They are all, what kind of shapes are these? They are all, well, I know they're all 2D shapes because they're flat. I can't pick them up. They're all the 4 shapes that we know. So they're triangles, rectangles, squares, and I've not got any in these patterns, but also circles will be the 4 shapes that we know. So all of these patterns are 2D shapes, and they are all our 4 2D shapes that we've been learning. They're also different colours, so we can also talk about the different colours that make up these patterns. So let's have a look. So here I've got red triangle, yellow rectangle, red triangle, yellow rectangle, red triangle, yellow rectangle. So I can see that my core is red triangle, yellow rectangle, because then it just repeats. And if it just repeats after that, then that means that is the core, and then it repeats. That is the same, and then it repeats. That is the same. Let's have a look at my next one. So I can see here that there is a orange rectangle, purple square, orange rectangle, purple square, orange rectangle, purple square. So what is my core? Well, let's see. Where does it repeat? Like I see, it's orange rectangle, purple square, then orange rectangle, and then a purple square. So I can see that this is where the pattern restarts. So this is my core, and then my core repeats, and my core repeats. And last one, let's have a look at this one down here. So yellow triangle, blue square, yellow triangle, blue square, yellow triangle, blue square. So we've said the pattern aloud, now we need to identify the core. Identify the core. So I've got a yellow triangle and a blue square, and another yellow triangle, and another blue. So I can see that this part is just repeat the first part. So this is my core, and this is the repeated section to make up the pattern. Fantastic. Okay. So we're now going to look at completing these patterns. So first of all, say the pattern aloud. Blue circle, green rectangle. Blue circle, green rectangle. Blue circle, green rectangle. So we've said the pattern aloud, and now we want to identify the core. So the core is the part of the pattern that is the same every time. So here I've got a blue circle, a green rectangle, a blue circle again, and a green rectangle again, a blue circle again, and a green rectangle again. So I can see that my core is the blue circle and the green rectangle, because that is the part that is then being repeated here. So it's a blue circle and then a blue circle. So this is where it starts again. So this is my core, and this is where it repeats. So if this is my core, this is it repeating. What comes next in these next 2 spaces? In these next 2 spaces, well, I know it's going to be, looking at the start of my core, it's going to be a blue circle and then a green rectangle. So say the pattern aloud, identify the core, repeat the core pattern. Fantastic. So blue circle, green rectangle, blue circle, green rectangle, blue circle, green rectangle, blue circle, green rectangle. Fantastic. Let's have a look at this one. So here I have, I'm going to say the pattern aloud. So red triangle, orange rectangle, orange rectangle. Red triangle, orange rectangle, orange rectangle. Okay, so I've said the pattern aloud. Now I want to identify the core. Identify the core. So I can see that I have a red triangle here. I have a red triangle here, rectangle, rectangle, and then I have another red triangle. So is that red triangle involved in that core? Well, no, because if it did, then I'd have another one here. So this is where my core finishes. So this is my core here, because this red triangle is the start of that core. So red triangle, orange rectangle, orange rectangle, red triangle, orange rectangle, orange rectangle. Fantastic. So identify the core, repeat the pattern. So now I want to repeat the pattern. So I've got red triangle, comes first in my pattern, orange rectangle, orange rectangle. Fantastic. Okay, do you think that's correct? Yes, brilliant. Okay, let's have a look at some more. So we're going to do this one together. So let's have a look at it. Identify the core. Yellow triangle, blue rectangle, blue rectangle. Yellow triangle, blue rectangle, blue rectangle. Okay, said my pattern aloud. Identify the core. But I can see there's a yellow triangle here, and a yellow triangle here. So that's the first part, I think, of my pattern. There's a blue rectangle here, and a blue rectangle here, and a blue rectangle here, and a blue rectangle here. So I can say that these parts are the same. So this must be where my core starts and finishes, and this must be where it repeats. So I want to finish the pattern. So I want to finish the pattern, and my next three parts are going to be, if I go to the start of my core, I can see it's a yellow triangle, and then what comes after that, go back. So after my yellow triangle, it's a blue rectangle. After that blue rectangle, it's another blue rectangle. And now I've repeated the pattern to complete repeated the chords to complete my pattern. Could you pause your screen and have a go at this one for me? So we do the first two steps together. Let's say the pattern aloud. Blue circle, purple triangle, blue circle. Blue circle, purple triangle, blue circle. So I've said the pattern aloud. Identify the core. Okay, so like I said, there's a blue circle here, and there's a blue circle here, but there's also a blue circle here. Well, next, so I'm looking for a blue circle, and then I'm looking straight afterwards for a purple triangle. So I'm looking for a blue circle with a purple triangle. Well, this blue circle does not have a purple triangle after it, so that cannot be the start of my next core. But this blue circle does have a purple triangle after it, so this could be the start of my next core. So after the purple triangle, we're looking for a circle, another circle. I can see here, this is where my core finishes, and that's where it repeats. So this is my core, because I can see here that although there's a blue circle here and a blue circle there, that is not the start of my repetition. That is the end of my core, and then it repeats. So these are my core. Can you pause this video now and complete the missing section? Fantastic. Okay, let's have a look at it together. So we want to complete the pattern. So let's have a look at the start of our core to fill in this missing section. So start of our core is blue circle. So I'm going to put a blue circle in here. What comes after my blue circle? After my blue circle, there is a purple triangle. So my next section is a purple triangle. And what comes after my purple triangle, it is another blue circle. Brilliant. If you got that at home, give yourselves a big tick and a pat on the back. Great job. Okay. Let's have a look here. Oh, this one looks a little bit complicated. So here we've got red triangle, blue square, pink circle. Red triangle, blue square, pink circle. Red triangle. Oh, and then it stops. Okay, so first of all, we set the pattern. Now we need to identify the core. Well, I can see I have a red triangle here. So red triangle here. And then I've also got a red triangle here. Oh, so this could be the start of my core and the start of repetition. But let's just check. So after my red triangle, I've got a blue square. So after this red triangle, do I have a blue square? I have a blue square. Yes. So far, they're starting to match. And after the blue square, I've got a pink circle. After this blue square, I have a pink circle. Fantastic. So I know that this is my core. And this is where my core has repeated. Fantastic. And this is the start of the next repetition, but it's not finished. So my next repetition would be red triangle. So I've got my red triangle here, and I've also got my red triangle here. What comes after my red triangle? What comes after my red triangle? It is a blue square. Blue square after red triangle. And then what comes after my blue square? So my blue square is here. What comes next? It is a pink circle. So I've completed my pattern, even though I didn't complete the whole core. I just completed part of the core, but I still managed to complete the whole pattern. So let's have a go at this one. So this one is, say the pattern aloud. Yellow rectangle, blue square. Yellow rectangle, blue square. Yellow rectangle, blue square. Yellow rectangle, space. Okay, so I've said the pattern aloud, and now I want to identify the core. So let's have a look. Here I've got a yellow rectangle. So that's the start of my pattern. Have I got a yellow rectangle? Where's my next yellow rectangle? My next yellow rectangle is here. Fantastic. Then after my yellow rectangle, I've got a blue square. So have I got a blue square after this yellow rectangle? I do. Brilliant. So I can see that this is my core, because this is where it finishes and then it repeats again. So this is my core. The yellow rectangle and blue square is the core. This is a repeat. This is a repeat. And this is the start of a repeat. So my repeat is started with my yellow rectangle. What do I need to put in here to finish my pattern? I've got my yellow rectangle here, yellow rectangle here. I need to add in a blue square. blue square. Fantastic. Okay, so here I have an orange rectangle, yellow square, orange rectangle, yellow square, orange rectangle, space, space. Okay, let's have a look at it together. So here is an orange rectangle. Okay. After my orange rectangle, so I'm looking for another orange rectangle for a repeat, but there's quite a lot of orange rectangles, but I'm not sure that, so there's an orange rectangle here, but afterwards there's another orange rectangle, whereas after the start of this one is a triangle. So I don't think this is my repetition. So let's have a look. I'm looking for an orange rectangle followed by a yellow triangle. So it's not this one, but this is an orange rectangle, and then this is a yellow triangle. So, and then afterwards is another orange rectangle. So here is another orange rectangle. So I can see that 1, 2, 3 is my core, and then 1, 2, 3 is my repetition, and then over here is the start of my next repetition. So I've already got my orange rectangle. So orange rectangle is the first part. What is the next part of my pattern? What is the next part of my pattern? It is a yellow triangle. Fantastic. And then what is the next part of my repetition after the yellow triangle? Is an orange rectangle. Fantastic. Okay. I would like you now to pause your screen and have a go at this one on your own, and then come back and we can talk about it together. Fantastic. So firstly, let's say the pattern aloud. Red triangle, purple triangle, blue square. Red triangle, purple triangle, blue square. Red triangle, space, space. Okay, so we've said the pattern aloud, and now we need to identify the core. So I've got a red triangle here that starts off my pattern. I can see that I've got a red triangle here. So this could be where the pattern finishes and the new one starts, where the core finishes and the repetition starts. Let's just check. So after my red triangle, I have a purple triangle. Red triangle, purple triangle. Red triangle, purple triangle. So far it's looking like it's matching. After purple triangle, I have blue square. After this purple triangle, I have blue square. And then it starts again. So I can see that this is my core. This is my core. This is a repetition of my core. Fantastic. And then this is another repetition that I need to complete. So the first part of my core is a red triangle. I've already got that here. So red triangle. After red triangle, what comes next? It is purple triangle. Purple triangle. After purple triangle, what comes next? It is blue square. Blue square after purple triangle. Fantastic. If you got that home, give yourselves a big tick and pat the back. Didn't get it quite right, don't worry, because mistakes is how we learn. As long as you're trying, we are very, very happy. Okay, let's carry on having a look at our patterns. Oh, so here, the missing part is in the middle. The missing part is in the middle. Well, let's follow our success criteria and not let it throw us. So say the pattern aloud. Pink circle, pink triangle, green square. Space, 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 pink circle, pink triangle, green square. Okay, we've said the pattern aloud. Now we need to identify the core. Well, let's have a look at the first part. So I've got a pink circle here, pink triangle, green square. Let's go to the next part of my pattern. I've got a pink circle, a pink triangle, and a green square. Well, I can see that this is my core, and this is a repetition of the core. Ooh. And this is a repetition of the core here. Fantastic. And now I want to fill in my missing section. So here I have, what's my first part of my core? The first part is, well, either of these two could be the core. They're just repeated. So the first part is the pink circle. Fantastic. What follows the pink circle? What is after the pink circle? It is a pink triangle. Ooh. Pink triangle. What is after the pink triangle? It is green square. Fantastic. So I've completed my pattern, even though the space was missing for the repeated core in the middle. Okay, let's have a go at this one together. So first of all, say the pattern. Yellow rectangle, orange rectangle, red triangle. Space, space, space. Yellow rectangle, orange rectangle, red triangle. Okay, so the pattern. Now I need to identify the core. Well, here I can see a yellow rectangle, and I can see a yellow rectangle here. I can see an orange rectangle here, and an orange rectangle here, and I can see a red triangle here, and a red triangle here. So I can see that here is a core, and here is a repetition of that core. So I've identified the chord. Now I want to repeat the chord to create the pattern. So what is the first part of my chord that is going to go in my missing part? The first part is yellow rectangle, followed by what comes after yellow rectangle, orange rectangle. Fantastic. What comes after orange rectangle? Red triangle. Brilliant. Okay, pause your screen and have a go at this one for me. Come back when you want to check. Fantastic. Let's have a look at this together then. So let's say the pattern out loud. We've got pink circle, red triangle, blue square, space, 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 pink circle, red triangle, blue square. Okay, let's identify our chord. So here I've got a pink circle, a red triangle, and a blue square. And here I have a pink circle, a red triangle, and a blue square. So I can see that this is the same as this. So this is my chord, and this is a repetition of my chord. And now I need to fill in my missing section. So what does my chord start with? It starts with a pink circle. Fantastic. What comes after my pink circle? After my pink circle is a red triangle. Brilliant. And after my red triangle is a blue square. Perfect. Okay. Again, let's have a look at this one. So first of all, say the pattern aloud. Our pattern is pink triangle, yellow rectangle, green square. Pink triangle, space, green square. Pink triangle, yellow rectangle, space. Ooh, okay, let's have a look at this then. So I said the pattern, and now we want to identify the chord. Well, like I said, there's a pink triangle here. There's a pink triangle here. Okay, so that could be the start of my chord and the start of my repetition. Like I said, I've got a yellow rectangle here, and oh, I don't have anything here. But here I can see I've got a pink triangle followed by a yellow rectangle. So this could be a yellow rectangle in here. And then I've got a green square, I've got a green square here, and a space here. So I can see that this is my chord. This is my chord. So which means that this is a repetition, and this is a repetition. And I can use my chord to complete my repetition. So after pink triangle, I can have yellow rectangle. Fantastic. To complete this one. And after yellow rectangle over here, I have what comes after yellow rectangle. It is green square. Fantastic. Okay, let's have a go at this one together. So here I've got yellow triangle, blue rectangle, yellow triangle, space, yellow triangle, blue rectangle, space. Okay, well, let's identify the chord. So I can see yellow triangle here, blue rectangle, yellow triangle again. Here I've got two yellow triangles, but I don't think this is the start of the repetition because it does not have a blue rectangle after it. This could be the start of the repetition, but it has a space here, but this space could be the blue rectangle, and then another yellow triangle, and then another yellow triangle, and a blue rectangle, and then a space. So I can see here that this is my chord. This is my chord here. So I can see that this section is then repeated here and repeated here, but it has spaces. So I'm going to fill in the spaces now. So blue rectangle comes after yellow triangle. So yellow triangle, blue rectangle. Fantastic. That's this chord. Let's move on to our next repetition of the chord. I have yellow triangle, blue rectangle. What comes after blue rectangle? Yellow triangle. Fantastic. Okay. I would like you to pause your screen and have a go at this one and come back when you're ready to check it. Fantastic. Okay, let's have a look. So our pattern is green triangle, green rectangle, blue circle. Green rectangle, blue circle. Well, I can see that this is already starting to repeat. So I've got green rectangle, and I've got blue circle and blue circle. So I can see that this is a chord, and this is a repetition of a chord. Fantastic. Okay. So that means that this is a repetition of a chord, and this is going to be a repetition of a chord because my chord has 3 shapes in. Although this is not a full chord at the end. Okay, so let's have a look. So my chord is green rectangle, blue circle. So I've got space, green rectangle, blue circle. So what's going to go in here? It's going to be a green rectangle, blue circle. Fantastic. Green rectangle, what comes after green rectangle at the beginning of the chord? So the first shape is green rectangle, first shape is green rectangle, the second shape is green rectangle, the second shape is green rectangle. So those are the shapes each should have filled in those spaces. Okay. Oh, Jewel, now the patterns are in different shapes. Do you think we can still do the same thing? Well, let's have a look. Blue, let's say the pattern out loud. Blue circle, purple triangle, blue circle, purple triangle, blue circle, space, blue circle, purple triangle, space, purple triangle, blue circle. Okay, well, let's identify the core as the first step of this. So blue circle, I'm going to put as number 1, my first part, and purple triangle, we put as number 2, my second part. This is blue circle again. That doesn't mean it's a repetition, but it could be. So I'm looking for a blue circle followed by a purple triangle. So blue circle followed by purple triangle. So this is a repetition of that core again. So like I said, this is my core, and that is a repetition. So I now know what my core looks like. I can see it's blue circle, purple triangle, blue circle. What's going to come after this blue circle? It's going to be a purple triangle. Fantastic. Then blue circle, purple triangle. What comes after purple triangle? Well, it's where my core starts again. So it's a blue circle, purple triangle, blue circle. Fantastic. Okay. Pause your screen and have a go at this one for me and come back when you're ready to check it. Fantastic. Let's have a look at this together. Oh, so I'm not really sure where this starts, this core arch. So let's just start anywhere. So let's try here. So I'm going to start my core with green rectangle, yellow triangle. Okay. Now, we don't know if this is a different part of the core or moving on, but I also have a green rectangle here. So I said this is another part, this is the second part, and this is the third part. So I've identified my core. My core is green rectangle, yellow triangle. And here is a repetition of my core. So if my core is going to go on down here, what is the next part of my core going to be? So it's going to start again here. My core is going to be a green rectangle. So green rectangle, yellow triangle. Going this way, what's the next part going to be? Green rectangle, yellow triangle. Fantastic. Okay, year 1. Your worksheets for today are on the screen. Make sure you send in your work from yesterday, which was to create the 5 patterns, because that's the work I want from you this week. If you want to send these in as well, I'd be super happy and love to see them. So here are your sheets for today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Ooh, goodbye, year 1.